Hi, this is your Test 1 review for chapters 1, 2, 3, and 14. And if you have any questions after this review, you can either text me or email me on my email. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing is we're going to go through is the history of athletic training. All right, so the early signs of athletic training we could see in the early Romans and Greeks, and that was pretty much from the rub down treatments that they gave their athletic trainers in the Olympics and that type of thing. And pretty much if you saw someone break a leg or something, they were done. There was nothing else they could do for them, and they were pretty much crippled for life. But it was in the early 19th century that we could really see athletic training really take off, and someone by the name of Dr. S.E. Bilkey that developed the Trainer's Bible came up with the athletic training as a specialty, and he wrote down what he thought athletic training should be. And then in 1932, the Craner family wrote the First Aider, and they pretty much have come up with what we know as athletic training today because they have their name on just about everything, including backpacks. Sorry. And tape and just about anything you think of. Ointments and band-aids and just like I said, just about anything you can think of. And then in 1950, we developed the National Athletic Trainers Association, and that's when it was founded, and it became our governing body, and we had a set of rules that we began to set and govern, and a code of ethics that we developed, and we still go by today. Then in 1990, athletic training became recognized as an allied healthcare profession, and that is very important because before that it wasn't seen as a healthcare profession. We were just seen as someone on the sideline who was helping with injuries that may or may not know about sports or injuries or medicine. All right, now these are some important terms you need to know. A SOAP note. This is something that everybody writes: doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, PTs, athletic trainers, everybody. And you have 4 different parts to it. You have the subjective, the objective, the assessment, and the plan. The subjective is what the person tells you when you ask them about their injury or the whatever happened. The objective is what you notice. The assessment is what you get from what you talk to them about. And the plan, that is what how you're going to fix it. That's what you write down on how you're going to fix it. OSHA, this is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Now, you also need to know what they do. So go back and read about what OSHA does. Expendable supplies. These are supplies that are not reusable. This is like your tape, your tongue depressors, your band-aids, things along those lines. FERPA. This is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. This is a very important act that helps govern what schools can and cannot share with other people. And this includes like health issues, could be Also things like if you have learning disabilities, that type of thing. And this also, like I said, health issues. So this could include HIPAA information. Okay, so the next one is HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. This says who you can and who you cannot give out health information to. Liability. This is the state of being legally responsible for the harm one causes another person. All right. This pretty much, let's use an ice bag as an example. If I take an ice bag and put it on an athlete and I leave it on there too long, or say I put alcohol in that ice bag and alcohol, as we know, if you're in a science major, you know that it lowers the temperature of ice. So that would lower the temperature of the ice in the water, which could cause the ice in the water to burn someone. Then that would hold me liable, and I could be sued for that. Tort, legal wrongs committed against person. Okay. Negligent, failure to use ordinary or reasonable care. Let's go back to the ice bag. I was negligent because I put the ice bag on them with the alcohol and the ice in it. So therefore, I'm negligent and I'm liable, and therefore I can be sued for that. Sovereign immunity. This states that neither the government or any other individual who is employed by the government can be legally held liable for negligence. All right. So that means that if I work for the government, I can't be held liable for something done even though I did it, which is crazy. I know. All right, the BOC. This is the Board of Certification. This right here tells me how to get certified right here. Okay. The Board of Certification holds the test. I don't know. They do it about 4, 5, 6 times a year, something like that now. And it's used to be 3 parts to the test, and I think it's 2 parts now. And it's all computerized. And then you get your test results back, and if you make a certain score, then you pass. If you don't make that score, you fail. Kind of like the ACT or the GRE, something along those lines. All right, the CAHEP and CATE, or the CAA-HEP or CAA-TE. These are the 2 governing bodies that were used to govern athletic training in schools or colleges. And they've done away with CAHEP, but CATE still exists. And this is the one that used to be at Delta State that no longer exists. We just did away with it in December of this past year. And then the only one in the state is Southern Miss at this time. But CATE accreditation pretty much tells you how and what classes to teach and what the domains that you're supposed to go through and teach, and what the students are supposed to know. All right, and it used to be a 4-year degree, but it's about to be where it's you're either gonna have to have a master's in it or a doctorate degree. And the National Athletic Trainers Association, the NATA, is our governing body, and this is what we use to tell us our code of ethics and everything that we need to know in order to govern, and it tells us in order to keep us all together, all throughout the United States and pretty much the nation and the world, because we've got people from Japan and China and places like that in the NATA. Also, let's go back over the some of this other stuff that you need to know. All right, something else you need to know. You need to know the goals of the professional organization. All right, you need to know that there are 3 matching questions on here. They've got 6, 7. They got about 7 words in each one. Pretty much they're all self-explanatory, but one of them, the words are illumination, treatment area, electrotherapy area, hydrotherapy area, exam room, and storage room. All right. Another one, the words are BOC, KHEP, NATA, APTA, team physician, equipment manager, and player. And the last one is tort, negligence, copayment, deductible, assumption of risk, statute of limitations, and exclusions. Okay, then you've got true and false questions. All right, you need to know what HMOs and PPOs are. You need to know what sovereign immunity is. Need to know what burnout is. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about anything, just give me like I said, just give me a call or a text or shoot me an email. All right, y'all have good luck on your test on October the 1st.